When your budgie is at least a year old, it will start mating. Once your budgie is mature enough, its cirri becomes brown rather than pale blue. This indicates that they are ready to mate. Budgies typically mate and become pregnant in the spring. It can happen at any time of the year, but this is the most common. Budgies lack genitals but do possess a cloaca. It affects both male and female budgies. The cloaca is an aperture for the digestive, urinary, and reproductive tract. This suggests that birds utilize it not only to expel feces and urine, but also to mate. As a result, there are no separate apertures. Courtship takes place before mating. When it comes to birds, courtship is fascinating. It appears as if they are dancing. Male budgies are known for flaunting their flying abilities. Then, they begin to sing, demonstrating their vocal abilities. If the female budgie enjoys it, mating may occur when she removes her tail, which covers her cloaca, extends her wings, and lifts her tail up. These are the telltale signals that she adores this male budgie. Budgies are one of the few birds that have only one lover in life. I'm sure you'll agree that this is romantic. They pick a partner and stay with him for the rest of their lives. As a result, this wooing is crucial. Male budgies also excite female budgies by tapping them with their beaks. When the eggs are mature, the female cloaca expands, and the eggs are released into the nest. Egg by egg is pushed out. There are no signs of urine or poop on the eggs. Do budgies look pregnant? There isn't much to see in terms of physical signs. Because this is not a typical pregnancy, don't expect big bellies and swelling. It's a little different, which is why we're here to explain it. There is a slight weight gain, but it is only present for 2 days. That is when you will notice that your budgie is pregnant. Aside from that, the weight gain is minimal. Another consideration is your budgie's cirri. If it's brown, it means your budgie is ready to mate, or has already mated. This could be a sign for you to gently touch her belly and feel for the egg. Budgies are typically extremely protective, constantly guarding and cleaning their nest. Budgie's behavior also remains consistent. Your budgie may continue to climb, but she will most likely be cautious when flying. If you put a nest box in the cage, the only thing you'll notice is that she spends most of her time in the nest box. If she can't find it, she'll make it herself in a corner of the cage. She spends most of her time cleaning the nest, making the nest out of her feathers, and simply lying down there waiting for the eggs. You may have noticed that your budgie prefers to sit at the bottom of the cage rather than on perches. She may begin scratching the cage bottom in search of nest materials. During pregnancy, your budgie will eat more frequently, so make sure she has enough food and fresh water. This does not have to be a sure sign of pregnancy. Your budgie may simply enjoy spending time in the nest. Alternatively, if your budgie was previously mating, she will lay an unfertilized egg. Your budgie may also become a little aggressive. They want to protect the nest, which is why they might bite you. Her partner is nearby, but any other budgie poses a threat. One very important note: if you notice your budgie twisting or constricting, contact your vet right away. She may have an egg binding condition, which can be fatal. Female budgies lay their eggs soon after mating. It can happen up to 10 days after mating, and they spend that time laying in the nest box. They release eggs 30 to 48 hours after the sperm enters the cloaca. But keep in mind that the process is done egg by egg, and how long this process takes is unknown. Every other day they may lay one egg. Pregnancy does not usually last that long. There are always exceptions, so this does not apply to every female budgie. The hatching process then takes 17 to 20 days for each egg. If it lasts for longer than 23 days, it indicates that the egg is infertile. When a budgie is about to lay an egg, her lower belly puffs up, and you can feel the egg if you gently touch her belly. The cloaca becomes red and swollen, and your budgie may not sing as much. She is usually very quiet. Also, if your budgie spends the majority of her time laying down, expect them soon. To assist your budgie, keep the cage clean and provide it with fresh water and food. If possible, fill the cage with pine shavings. Last, but not least, keep in mind that the cage should be placed in a room that is quiet and free of noise. Your budgie requires peace and quiet while laying eggs. It is critical that your budgie feels secure enough to lay eggs. She would not do it otherwise. How many eggs do budgies lay? The average number of eggs a female budgie can lay is between 4 and 6. However, it's not an entire abnormality if it lays less than 4 or even surpasses 8. Budgies are opportunistic breeders, meaning they can reproduce year-round if conditions are favorable, such as the right temperature, diet, and nesting environment. So, if your budgie is getting ready to lay eggs, be prepared to welcome up to 6 or more tiny new additions to your flock. How do you identify budgies' eggs? Budgies are naturally small creatures. Expect their eggs to be small too. Their eggs are white, off-white, or slightly gray. The average size is 1 to 2 centimeters wide and 2 to 3 centimeters in length. They are oval, but some get circular. Don't expect the eggs to look identical. They can come out in either of the two shapes within the same clutch. Where do budgies lay eggs? Budgies lay eggs in various places as long as the site resembles a nest. The first-timers usually lay on the cage's floor, while wild types do it in a big-sized hollow log, tree, or fence post. Others can lay in the cage's corner, food tray, or toy. This happens when the owner fails to provide a suitable nest for the mother. What makes budgies produce unfertilized eggs? It's normal for the hen to lay an odd egg, whereby no chick gets produced. This is something that can happen, so don't worry about it. When an unfertilized egg is produced, you may be tempted to separate it from others. Don't do that. It discourages the hen from laying more eggs. After mating, how much time will it take for eggs to be laid? Expect the hen to lay eggs within 8 to 10 days after it is bonded and mated with the male. At this period, she'll start to spend most of her time in the cage. You'll also notice she'll begin looking for food rich in calcium, vital for healthy egg production. Once the first egg is released, the hen will start producing another egg every day or two, until she reaches the targeted clutch. How long does it take for the eggs to hatch? A female budgie typically begins incubating her eggs after laying the second or third one. From the moment incubation starts, each egg takes approximately 18 days to hatch. However, hatching isn't instant. Once a chick begins breaking through the shell, it can take up to 48 hours to fully emerge. It's crucial not to interfere with the hatching process. While it may be tempting to help a struggling chick, doing so can cause harm or even be fatal. If an egg remains unhatched after 23 days of incubation, it is unlikely to be viable. At this point, it can be considered infertile or non-developing and safely removed from the nest. The number of eggs that successfully hatch can be unpredictable. Even experienced breeders cannot guarantee how many will hatch, as fertility rates and incubation conditions vary. Sometimes only one chick hatches from a full clutch, while in other cases, most or all eggs may hatch. The key is to be patient and let nature take its course. Is it possible for budgies to lay eggs without mating? Yes, budgies can lay eggs without mating, but the eggs will stay unfertilized and give no chicks. It usually happens when the hen is kept alone or with other females with no male present. What is the maximum number of eggs a budgie can lay in a year? Budgies are all-year breeders. Their breeding time is during rainy seasons when there is plenty of food, grass, and seeds. The breeding cycle varies depending on the area's climate. While natural seasons stimulate the process, it's possible to induce the breeding environment artificially. To cut it short, the number of eggs your budgie will produce will depend on the given climate and your take in controlling the breeding. Don't allow your bird to lay eggs frequently. A close egg-laying gap will affect the hen's health. At what age do budgies lay eggs? It's important to know when your budgie will lay eggs. This way, you can plan in advance all the necessary adjustments for the arrival of new members. Egg laying is common in birds, especially in budgies. They can lay eggs anytime from 5 months to almost 10 years of age. It is recommended that females are at least a year old. When choosing a pair, ensure they are not related. Breeding of related budgies will lead to genetic problems. In turn, the chicks will come out deformed. Go for healthy budgies and at least 1 year of age. If you already have a pair and they have bonded, perfect for you. It means mating will come soon. But if the male and female haven't yet gotten close to each other, give them time. They'll eventually bond and give you small cuties. You may want to breed a particular color of budgie. If that's the case, you can dig into your budgie's genetics to determine how to get your desired offspring. Still, keep in mind that nature always has its way. It's not guaranteed you'll get the exact chick budgie you want. Now you have a pair. The next thing is to provide a breeding condition. Ensure you take your birds in an egg-laying, appealing environment. Separate them from others. Doing so gives the pair time to bond and mate privately, without any trouble from other birds. Typically, the budgies should be alone in a large cage. You don't want a small space to hinder their mating process. How to take care of the chicks. After a series of combined efforts, you're finally almost getting what you wanted: chicks. However, this is among the most critical phases in the whole breeding journey. Give attention to your hen as you've never before. Watch out to identify any unusual movements. Ensure your hen is well taken care of. Failing to do so will make her distressed, leading to chicks getting out dead or alive, but featherless. Both the cock and female should get proper feeding. In turn, they'll also feed the chicks appropriately. Check the chicks delicately and regularly after they're hatched. Confirm if they're well fed and the siblings are not hurting each other. Don't be alarmed if the chicks appear differently. They hatch in varying times, days apart. Hence, their development can't be the same. If the number of chicks is unmanageable, take some to other breeding pairs.